Welcome into Live at Liberty. We got a little different format for you today. You know, the purpose of this podcast is for you to not only get to know what's going on at Liberty, but it's also to help you to get to know the people that attend Liberty. And we have a special guest with us today, and we're going to pull her in. And in a few moments, along with the whole staff, we're going to play a game of what we're buying on Amazon, where I will tell you a random item that the staff has provided, and our guest today is going to try to guess who on the staff bought that on Amazon. So stay tuned for that. You're going to enjoy it. Jody's going to talk about boat points, what that means for our life groups. We're going to get a great congregation story from our guest today. You know, Live at Liberty is local. It is about what's going on right here, and a great way to do that is by people that you see, maybe the back of their head in the worship service, but they come in here to Live at Liberty and they give you their story. So you're going to get one of those today, and then I've got a question at the end that I think a lot of people will be interested in. So a lot coming up here Live at Liberty, so let's get to celebrating some birthdays, anniversaries, our sports report, what's happening at Liberty, all those sorts of things. So birthdays this week. Gail Knight is on the 17th. Anthony Smith is on the 18th. And Anthony, did I see you in a neck brace on Sunday? I think I saw you from a distance when I was up there preaching, and I thought, is he wearing a neck brace? So help me out on that. If you're injured, we need to know. Tavy Smith, her birthday is on the 22nd. She's 2 years old. Braden Koneman's birthday is on the 23rd, and Carly Williams is also on the 23rd. So happy birthday to all of them. Anniversaries, we got one, Jamie and Christy Hawkins on the 19th. So happy anniversary to the Hawkins. You see them greeting at the front doors a lot on Sunday morning. Let's get to the sports report. Softball begins. I said last week it begins last night on Monday when we're filming this. Well, it didn't because apparently some of the churches in the league haven't paid. So take up an offering and get your league fees in. We're ready to get going. So Coach Bryson told me that Liberty softball will begin next week. We don't have the game time yet, but all those games will be played at Heritage Point. Bowling report. Here we go. Liberty 1 bowled against Temple. Liberty 2 bowled against Central Church of Christ Omega, and both of our teams lost. But here's some interesting notes from that. Travis Glenn was the top scorer for Liberty 1. Father Abraham, Gary Abraham, way to go, Gary, was the top scorer for Liberty 2. And this is the one that intrigues me. So get ready for this. Matt Rollins, who, man, they're here all the time. Matt plays the bass in the worship band. But Matt bowled for Temple and beat us. You know why? Because Matt bowled his career high for another church against us. Come on, Matt. But, hey, congratulations. He had a career high for 203. Let me just give a word to Whaley and to Sparks, the coaches of our Liberty bowling team. Let's get Matt on our team next year. So it's hard to get beat by your own members. So Mike, Coach Sparks, he set Jimmy Whaley said that he thinks Mike set a league record for the most splits on a Monday night. So tough night for Mike there, but a great night for Matt, and Matt beat us. So let's talk about fantasy football winners. Liberty League A, ugly. I got a win in that league this week. Hunter Shady, Slim Pickens, they are now 2-0, took down the Lord's Will Korn. Bo Barrett, he had a very Clemson name last week. I think maybe after Clemson dropped that game to Georgia Tech right there at the end, and they've started the year 0-2. I think Bo, he must be disgruntled. I haven't talked to him, but Bo changed his team name. This week he is Shark Sandwich. And even though Clemson didn't win on Saturday, Bo won in the Fantasy Football League, so that's good news for him. Cone Dogs, Carl Koneman had a league high in both leagues, 163 points. So, man, obviously he's a winner. And if you're not familiar with fantasy football, scoring 110 is pretty good. Carl scored 163. Sherlock Mahomes, Nathan Pendergrass got another win. He is also 2-0 in Liberty League A. Liberty League B, third down for what? I won again this week. I lost both last week. I won them both this week. My cup runneth over you. That's Nathan Stanfield's team. He is now 2-0. The Smith Bowl, David Smith took down Devin Smith. And David is now 2-0 in Liberty League B. Danny Miller is also 2-0 now. His What's the Matter team got another win. And fourth and Lando, Mr. Landowski, he is now 1-1 and in the winner column in Liberty League B. So that's a lot of fun, and we'll keep you updated on that week to week. What's going on at Liberty? This Sunday is Back to Church Sunday. Who are you going to invite? And if you didn't see the sermon on Sunday, what's it going to take to win your family and friends to Christ? I would encourage you to go back and watch that. But, hey, this week, work on extending that invitation. Get your family and friends here for Back to Church Sunday. And remember, all the life groups are serving breakfast during the 9:30 hour, and then we'll be together at 10:30 for the worship service. The Liberty Praise Choir is also getting ready for to sing on Sunday. So if you're involved in that, Wednesday night is a really important practice. So make sure that you're here for that after our groups on Wednesday night at 7:30. And then let me tell you a little bit about Wednesday nights here at Liberty. The Connect Student Ministries is going on. Doc Kids is happening. Our preschool is happening. But for adults, we have a men's group that's called the Man Church that meets at 6:30. And then we have a women's Bible study that also meets at 6:30. And both of the formats for those are you get about a 15, 20-minute message, and then you get around round tables and discuss some of the questions from the lesson and get into the Word of God. You get to know one another. You get to know how the Bible answers some of the questions going on in life. And, man, this is a great point of connection in the church. I would encourage you to be a part of Wednesday nights. Right now, the men are going through a series in the book of Psalms that's called Wrestling into Worship, and I'm actually posting the video teachings of those on our Liberty Baptist Chatsworth app, so you can check those out. And then our ladies right now are going through one called Truth Filled, where they're learning to speak Scripture over the things going on in their life. And then on October the 8th, they begin a new study by Ann Graham Lotz that's called Jesus and Me, that's about the Holy Spirit. So a lot of good things going on at Liberty. You download that Liberty Baptist Chatsworth app, and you can stay tuned to what's happening. So are you ready? We're going to bring in our special guest today. We're going to introduce her to you, and then we're going to play what we're buying on Amazon with the staff. So stay tuned. Here we go, live at Liberty. All right, here we go for the game show version of Live at Liberty, and our special guest today is Nancy Keys. All right, so you are the guinea pig for
I'm excited.
Yeah, this is going to be good. I think you're going to enjoy it. And so last week, Shannon reached out, and she was going to get you and Nancy Hasty to come on here at the same time. We're not sure if we have enough time for that, right?
You don't. I wouldn't get to speak.
Yeah.
I love her, but she wouldn't let me talk.
Yeah. Hey, well, I think it's going to work out great. We'll have you one week, and we'll have her back on another week.
That'd be great.
And but you and I are going to sit down later. We're going to get your story and all that kind of stuff, because I think it's really awesome. Both you and Nancy, God just kind of mysteriously brought here.
Yes, He did.
And Shannon, we were in the car yesterday, and she said, we need to come up with a name for them. And I think she told you this.
Yeah, Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one I am.
I was thinking just Nancy squared.
Oh, I like that too.
I was just calling y'all the Nancys, right?
Yeah.
So I think Laverne and Shirley.
Well, I've been
good.
called also Big Nancy. And she was Little Nancy, and I'm like, I don't like the big. But now the CR kids, they do call me Big Nancy.
Do they really?
Yes. And
Hey,
I let them.
I'm gonna tell you, they love you. I was walking through a couple of Thursday nights ago, trying to tell you something, and man, there were just kids all over you.
They have started coming toward me, and I just gave them time to get to know me, and I didn't try to push myself on them. And the Lord just kind of told me, he said, these kids, you need to love them and just let it happen naturally. And we have, and I have just been so excited. You know, at least 4 or 5 of them just run to me as soon as they see me coming in, and I love it.
That's where I got you in that mob. And there was a kid. I walked up and I told the staff this conversation. He looked at you and he was looking outside because you were standing in the foyer and he could see out the door of the playground. He said, I want to go to the playground. And you were trying to explain to him, well, I don't know if we're going to go. And this is what he said. He said, there is a perfectly good playground out there. I don't understand why we're not on it. It was
because we said so.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So let's do the game show around here. So I'm going to give you. This is called "What's the Staff Buying on Amazon." Okay. I asked them to send me 3 items apiece. We're not going to do all of those, but there could be staff members used more than once, right? Okay. So you're going to have to guess, and so I'll represent Shannon and I, right? Okay. And so here we go. First item: Legend of Zelda themed vanity license plate.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
Do you even know what that is?
No, I don't. But no.
The Legend of Zelda is a literally legendary video game that was way back there on the Nintendo. But this is I guess it's like a license plate you put on your car.
I think it's Melissa.
Wow. Oh, surprise.
It's not Melissa.
It's not Melissa. Okay.
All right. Who is the culprit? Reveal
Austin.
yourself.
I started to say Austin, and I thought, no, it's got to be Melissa.
All right.
Because I was looking at him. I thought it was him.
Item number 2.
Go with my gut.
Indian headdress. Indian headdress.
No, why do you keep looking at me?
Because I bet that's you. That's you.
She's like, if it's weird, it's got to be Jody.
Yeah.
Every strange item is not Jody's. You're about to learn there's lots of strange people
I bet
on this
Levi.
stuff.
I think Levi.
It's not Levi. Reveal yourself. It is Melissa.
It was me.
So what's the Indian headdress about?
So for the last 2 years, I have been over the Murray County High School Indians Touchdown Club. So we do a big parade for homecoming, which is actually this week. And I needed an Indian headdress for the boys to wear. And then we also use that Indian headdress on the sidelines. If you made a pick or anything.
Turnover.
Turnover.
Like turnover chain.
Yeah. Turnover, anything, they got to wear the Indian headdress.
All right. So there you go.
For the record, these are personal purchases, not church purchases.
Yeah. Some of them could go both ways. All right. Here's one I hope is not a church purchase, but it's an ingrown toenail toolkit.
That's Levi.
Okay, first off, I'm offended. And second off, you are correct.
Yeah.
I've watched you walk, and sometimes I can tell you're in pain.
Hey, look, I am in pain. That's probably just from getting old and trying to keep up with teenagers. But I've learned to clip my nails in a better way, so I don't have those as much. But good purchase.
Got one
Not gonna
right.
lie.
Which staff member walks with a limp? Right there you go. All right, here we go. Furme, F-U-R-M-E. This is all one word. Original pet grooming vacuum kit.
That's Scott.
It is not.
It's not.
No.
Is it you?
No. It's not me.
Jody?
This one is Jody. All right, so
I was
that's
trying to think
Jody's.
about if I knew anybody had an animal. So, okay.
What
It's me.
are we grooming?
So we have 2. We have a golden retriever and we have a doodle. And there's hair everywhere. So we got this vacuum recommended to us that we can just put on the vacuum with the dog and just literally vacuum the hair.
Does it
Ooh,
work?
what was that called back in the day on the infomercial where you cut your hair? You remember?
Flowbee. Yeah.
For dogs, basically, yeah. And it gets all the hair off of our retriever.
My
So-
mother bought a Flowbee years ago. Yes.
Did she use it?
She did use it.
And how'd that go?
It didn't go good.
Oh,
Wait, is that for
she started
for
wearing
pets?
wigs.
no.
Oh,
No, it was. I mean, it was an infomercial back
Yes.
in the day, and you
Yes.
cut your hair. It would like you put it on your hair and
Yeah.
vacuum it up, and it would cut
Cut
it.
it too.
this is why professionals make the money. You know, you can
So-
maybe make it around here, but that's where they make their money right
That's
here.
right.
Yes. So I cut Joel's hair. Like I cut since COVID, like, and I've just kept doing it. So, and I keep using that. I'm going to tape the vacuum cleaner to it like a Flowbee and use it. So that's how I remember it so
You
well.
use a Flowbee on Joel?
No, I'm going to create.
Oh,
I tell him
you're
I'm going to
going
create
to.
my own. I'm going to tape the vacuum hose to my clippers so that we don't have to clean up the hair. So create my own Flowbee.
Hey, you know, in the this is y'all know I'm very fragile and very insecure. So in the Liberty Onboard breakfast, we just had one on Sunday. Everybody has to ask a question, and it could be a question about the church. It could be a question about me. It could be a question about our family. Could be a question. Hey, one of my favorite questions I ever got in that was, when are we going to Waffle House? Right. So yeah, that was a great question. So I got one on Sunday that, like, man, it helped my fragile ego. The question I got is, where do you, who cuts your hair? So, because they said it's always spot on. So I was like, there you go. So Fabian at the Fade, a word for our sponsor, right? So way to go, Fabian. You got a shout out in the Liberty Onboard breakfast. I do not do it with a Flowbee. So anyway. All right, so here we go. Padola men's cargo pants.
Scott. I'm trying to get you something.
That's me.
Is it you?
Yeah, those are
like something.
those are pants for hiking, right? So, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
You should have said
Bunch of
that.
hiking.
Hiking pants, and I don't know.
I think some
was you.
people might use them for like working on stuff. That will never be my problem.
Yeah.
So those are for hiking. All right, so here we go. This is a unique one. A bunny harness.
Please say Scott.
Okay. Who has a bunny? Do you have a bunny? I think Melissa, because she loves animals.
That's a good guess, but it's not Melissa.
I do have a bunny though.
So all right, reveal yourself.
Austin.
That is Austin. We need an explanation
Oh,
on the
I
bunny
should have known
harness.
that because I saw your little girl, Nora, holding the bunny in your Facebook post.
So yeah, we got Navy, my youngest, bunny for her birthday, and apparently it's a thing like where you can walk them on a leash, but it's got a, you can't just put it around their neck. Like a dog, it has to be like a full body thing.
Maybe one.
And so, yeah, I feel like that would end really poorly with the bunny. It'd hop one good time. But anyway, yeah, it's not big enough for it yet, but we do have a bunny
Yeah.
harness for our bunny for future bunny walks.
And by the way, happy birthday, Nora, right?
Yeah, so yeah, my kids' birthdays are really close together. So
There you go. There you go. So this is I don't even know what this is. I don't know if this is a game or this is a weird punk rock song out of the 80s. But it is Throw the Burrito by Exploding Kittens. I am disturbed that this is coming from
That's
the
got to be
staff.
Jody. That sounds like something crazy she'd buy.
Not Jody.
Okay, then it's really going to be who's. I don't know who it is. Is it you, Scott? This time?
Poor Scott.
No, I like y'all throw, just because I'm with CR, y'all throw me in the weird category of like off the wall, crazy, like
Well, it had to be you then because you work with kids. That sounds like something young kids would do.
I want to know how you got ingrown toenail kit so quickly with no hesitation. I need to fix my gait.
Because you walk with a limp.
It's technically called Throw Burrito, and Exploding Kittens is the company. It is. It was me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
I knew it had to be somebody.
Is this a
that worked
game?
with kids.
it's an interactive board game where in the middle there's these two little soft kind of dodgeball esque burritos, and throughout the game, there's different action cards, and one of them is basically like the board game turns into dodgeball, and you got to snatch up a burrito and throw it and hit the other person. It's fun, yeah.
This is something y'all play and connect with the students?
Well, yeah.
Or is this at home?
So, well, both and either or. There's actually a throw burrito extreme where the burritos are actually inflatable and they're like 3 feet tall. So, all good stuff though.
Is this before or after you take care of your toenails?
Yeah, you don't want to have sharp toenails if you're throwing burritos. You might have to run around and stuff. So.
All right, here we go. A timing kit for a Chevy Cruze.
That's Scott.
You got one right there. It is. All right.
I knew that was him.
All right, here we go. Nioxin hair thickening shampoo.
She's looking at me.
I hope everybody caught that with Levi.
Austin's got a full head of hair, and so does Levi. Well, all of y'all do.
We like to keep it that way. We work with people.
This may be something we all pass around.
I needed a little bit in the front myself. So. I think it was Scott. No,
It's me.
is it?
It's
See,
me.
you got all this hair.
Yeah.
You
well,
want to keep it that way. You want to keep it that way.
I've been
Baby
using
on
it
busy.
for a long time, right?
Really?
Yeah. I always, I said that old saying, I don't care if it turns gray, I don't want it to turn loose. So, and it is kind of hurting here. It's kind of, so
good.
we're trying to keep it in there. All right, here we go. Dog stroller. That'd be my mom, right? When
I
she
had
had a dog.
That's let's see. I think that's Austin.
I can only handle one pet, and it's a bunny.
Well, I thought you must have a dog
Yeah.
for those girls. And
The bunny was the compromise because we're so
did you
allergic
get
to
it
everything.
For did you get a stroller for the bunny?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, you
That's-
can borrow whoever's that is.
This one is Melissa. All right.
You can borrow my dog stroller
Yes.
for your bunny.
Yes.
So this goes back to one of those New Year's resolutions that never really got off the ground. So me and Sophie were going to start walking and taking the dogs with us, but they're not good leash dogs, so they needed to be confined. So
I was gonna say that kind of defeats the purpose of walking the dog if he's just chilling in the stroller.
the
and-
walking was for us. We were just
Oh yeah.
yeah. So and to bring to the petting zoo, she needed a place to be contained to. So.
All right, so you figured out the toenail thing because Levi walks with a limp. This one you need to take a good look at the staff. Ollie Stress Gummies. Who looks either the most stressed or they could be the most relieved if these things work really well.
Well, y'all, all of y'all probably need it, but I think,
we all need a stress
I think
gummy.
That you take those.
No, I don't.
All right, it's
I
Austin
think I
then.
might.
It's
I might put
Austin.
them on subscribe and
You already
save
talked
after
about your
this.
stress
No,
while
Austin's
ago,
just
so
cool. Yeah.
I think okay.
So I look the most stressed out of the
Well,
staff.
you said you were
Second to
stressed.
Brian.
So that's about this doing this, and so I thought, okay, it's got.
Oh no, I said I'd be stressed if nobody talked loud in their mic.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Okay,
I'm
it's
good.
Jody then.
Yeah.
Jody's on different meds.
She's on stronger. That's over the counter. She's on the.
Jody is
she's on the
beyond
good
gummies.
stuff.
Gummies just isn't going to work for her anymore.
Thank you, Cindy Hall.
Okay, I don't know who it is then.
Let's do a shout out
Is it
to all of our healthcare
It
providers.
is me, and I will gladly let Jody borrow some if she needs some.
You probably need him working in the nursery every week.
I don't know. Look around at who I work with, too. No.
Oh man. Oh, that's good. All right, man, this is a weird one. So, how to catch a fairy cottage and flower garden stem kit. I don't even know how to
That's-
lead you on that one.
That sounds like something I would have taken in my addiction.
We don't know how far back these Amazon histories go. You know what I'm saying? So
That's something that Scott saw in his addiction.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
Can you repeat that? I honestly don't even know what you said.
Yeah, I need to hear it again. again.
don't know if I can now. Okay. How to catch a fairy cottage and flower garden stem kit.
You're on your own.
I have no, that's something I would buy,
I was thinking that literally.
but I didn't.
I was literally thinking, is this a trick question? Is this something that Nancy actually bought and is trying to trick us?
I have made my own little fairy kits, like a little garden.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you just I've done it.
I need to completely
Whoever needs
change
help
the
with
sermon
this.
series right now. If this church is making their own fairy kits,
Yeah.
we need to get out of Corinthians and into something else.
I get bored sometimes, so I try to be creative and make things. So I have all kinds of things around my house I make.
This is taking such a turn.
I'm having some serious flashbacks.
We really didn't pass around the stress gun.
Oh man! All right.
It is. If you need help making it, I'm there. I'll be there. I'll help you.
Hey, we also have a CR program.
The kids would love it.
Oh my goodness. So are you guessing Scott?
Guessing Scott.
It's not Scott.
I thought maybe you bought it for Stephanie or something.
That would be even worse.
That was in 2002.
Yes.
Oh man. So,
I don't have a clue then.
that's Jody.
Is it?
And I think this deserves an explanation.
Okay, spoiler alert. Does Zozo watch this or listen to this? No. Okay, good. Zoe's birthday's at the end of the month. And so Leanne is into gardening. And my favorite book is Peter Pan. And so I got Zozo the Peter Pan book, and she likes Tinkerbell. And this is a gardening STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. It is a grow your own garden, but it's a fairy house garden for her Tinkerbell.
She will
Okay.
love it.
I don't feel better.
Scott! Yes!
Oh my god!
You are catch a fairy adjacent.
You call me if you need help. Putting it together.
I think they need to put more wording in their advertisement.
I assure you, I need help. I feel like I need so much help right now. That's very sweet, by the way. I
It made a
appreciate
lot of
that.
sense, and now I'm questioning.
I love it. No, it's a good
If
gift.
she didn't watch it before, after I give it to her, I'll let her watch this so she can see how much joy that she
Yes.
brought everybody with that.
Yes.
Really have more questions.
She won't understand why we're laughing so hard.
I'm sweating so much right now. All right, so two more. And man, we probably need to shorten the list next time. Here we go. So this is a Sims 2 tailor-made driver. This is a golf club.
Oh, I thought it was the
That's
video
you.
game Sims.
No,
Not you. You look like a golfer.
no. I play in the CR tournament. That's about it.
Austin.
No.
Nope.
If it was the video game Sims, Austin all the way.
Then it's got to be Scott.
It's Scott.
It's
Yeah.
me.
All right. And here's a great one to end on.
Okay.
Poopery.
That's Jody because she has 2 boys in the house. She has two boys.
She said she had 2 boys. Good save, Miss.
To be fair, we do have some in every bathroom, but it was not me. I get mine at Walmart. But we do have some in every bathroom. So
I bought poopery for my grandsons. That's one of their Christmas gifts that I try to give them every year.
Oh,
So
wow.
their mother won't be
And it
screaming
works,
Yes,
doesn't
it
it?
does.
Well, I guess that's better than socks, right? So, it's
Yes.
a Christmas gift. Not Jody.
At least this
is it
episode didn't go
Melissa?
down the drain.
No.
No. Okay.
girls.
This would be Mr. Ingrown Toenail
Oh,
again.
this is
Right?
Levi.
Look, he said unique purchases. So I didn't try to get normal stuff. But yeah, it does work. And shout out, I guess we have another sponsor. Thanks, Poopery, for making our homes smell good, even though natural processes
Your
have
wife
to.
made you buy that.
It's to protect
'Cause
my
you're in the
girls.
house with two girls.
I was trying to be
And
courteous. I was trying to be courteous
that
to my
was very-
ladies. Yeah.
Yes, you did a great job.
I think you can also put it in your fairy garden to keep keep critters
smell
away,
good.
right? Anyway, yeah, that was wow, that was pretty good. We may have to do that again on a later podcast. But anyway, we're going to take a break, and we'll come right back for you. But I got it, man. I'm sweating because I've been laughing so hard. And we are going to sit down with Nancy and get her story and just what God's doing in her life and how she came to Liberty. So stay tuned, and we'll talk to Nancy next. All right. Well, hey, we have Nancy Keys with us today, and boy, that was fun playing that game.
Yes, it was.
So I had to,
A lot.
I had to take a step out for a minute.
I didn't get many right, but
but you were highly entertaining. I was sweating and had water coming out my eyes. I was laughing so hard. So that was good. But you and I have talked off and on a couple of times. Just being here,
Chit-chat.
I'm so thankful that you're at Liberty, that God sent you here, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But but I don't really know your story. I don't know your background. So tell everybody who Nancy Keys is.
well, I'm going to start out with this. I came to Chattanooga area about 55 years ago, and I had always said that I will never move because I was a Air Force brat.
Really?
And I moved every 3 years of my life. And so when I came to Chattanooga, I said, this is it, and I will never move. And then I met my husband, and he was from Dalton. So I moved, but I just told him, I said, keep me where I can get to my daughter, who's Jennifer, and my grandchildren. I have two boys and one girl.
Okay.
And I said, as long as I can get on that freeway and get to their house, it was still like a 45-minute to an hour drive, and I went every day.
Okay.
That was they were little then. And but even after my husband's passed away 3 years ago, and I have stayed in Dalton, which I always said, soon if something happens to my husband, I'm gone. I'm back to Chattanooga because that's where I live. But God had different plans,
And you're here.
and I've stayed here. And after my husband passed away, I wanted to go and try a different church, and so I was a member of another one, and things it just wasn't the right fit for me at the time. And then I got invited to Liberty to Vacation Bible School.
Huh.
And so I came, and I've been here ever since.
Who invited you?
Her name was Trish O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yes. She's the
Okay.
one that invited me.
Well, how about
Yes,
that?
yes. So I've just stayed, and my kids keep saying, when are you going to move to Chattanooga? And I'm like, I can't. I said, I'm too involved with my church. I love it. I said, it's my home.
Yeah.
So until the Lord opens the door and moves me out, I won't be moving.
Well, man, I'm so thankful you're here. It's like you and Nancy Hasty both just sort of miraculously
Yes.
appeared, and God has used y'all in an amazing way. And when I hear that, the way you connected to the church, somebody invited you to Bible school. A lot of people think Bible school is just for kids, but that was your invitation,
Yeah,
and
and
that
Lo-
was your
yeah,
connection as
yeah.
you were invited to
Yeah,
Vacation
and Lori
Bible School.
McAfee was the teacher and did a great job.
Yeah,
and
so
I
you
got
went to the
know,
women's class.
I went to the women's class, and I got to know some of the ladies in there. And then I just started, I never missed after that.
So we have a saying around here that came from a testimony that Stephanie Young gave a couple of years ago. And she talked about putting her yes on the table. And you are very much one of those people who has come to Liberty, and you put your yes on the table. So tell me kind of the things you're involved with. How's God using you?
Well, I will tell you, when I first came to Liberty, I was really backslidden. I was not close to the Lord because I had just gotten hurt and by different people. And so it was just like I went to church, but I didn't engage. And when I started coming to Liberty, and your preaching is so powerful, I've never been in a church where the pastor just talks about very difficult things. And I like that because that steps on my toes. And the Lord just started really working with me and saying, you're a child of mine, but I'm not close to you. And I want to be.
Wow.
And so I just started like going to a Sunday school class, which was the ladies' class. And I will tell you, I've always had friends that were younger than me because I always thought that I was young, even though I'm 74 years old. But I would really go around people in their 50s. So when I started going to the ladies' class, I was just like, they're a little old for me, you know. But God is just, He took that away from me. I don't think that I'm above like being around older people. I love them, and they've been such an encouragement to me.
That
just in my
bunch is a
daily-
lot of fun.
That they are a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. But then God just started working on me, and I was just like, well, Lord, I want you to put me wherever you want me. And I had some things happen in my life that just made me kind of fearful to serve. And because I don't know, I just wasn't sure about it. And so like one Sunday night, I came to the prayer meeting. And at the prayer meeting, I heard the need of like the budget. And you were talking about that. And it was about how much money it cost really to run CR.
So this would have been last December, I think that was. And we were talking about, Scott was up there and he was talking about it. It's $15,000 to do the children's ministry, the child care for Celebrate Recovery. And
so Nancy Hayes and I looked at each other at the same time and we said, well, we can help with that. And then we did talk with you a little bit when we went down to eat.
yeah,
And got a
I
little
remember
bit,
that
Yeah,
now.
got a little bit more information from you. So we decided we would just show up on Thursday night and be a volunteer. We didn't want to get paid. We just want to serve. And that's what we've done since January
Wow.
of this year. And the kids, I love the kids, and I see their heart and how they're burdened. You know, a lot of them have gone through a lot of difficulties with their parents, and so we're just loving them for that, you know. And then the Lord also opened up another door to work with teaching or co-teaching third grade.
Okay. I didn't know you were doing that. Okay.
Yes, I'm doing that with Nancy Hasty.
Yeah.
We're a team, and so we had our first Sunday this past Sunday. We had 6 boys, so some of them were out. So, but we're wanting to get some girls. Anybody out there that's got third grade girls,
We need some girls.
we want you, and we will make you feel. We know how hard it is to come in with a bunch of boys,
Yeah.
and so, but we're there for you, and we'll make you feel comfortable. But we want your child.
Yeah. So you've been teaching both in CR on Thursday night
Yes.
and then starting to teach on Sunday morning. I've been I see y'all back there with the kids all the time on Thursday night, and the kids love you. You talk about loving the kids; they really do love you. But you have not just. I mean, you just went on the CR retreat.
Yes, I've been to
I mean,
two
you,
of them.
you haven't just showed up on Thursday night, man. You're really so. Tell us about that. What was your experience at the
it
leadership retreat?
It was really good, and you learn so much. And the people that are going to CR, you know, a lot of them have gone through a lot of difficulties, and probably in my past, I would have not associated with those people. And God really started talking to me about pride, and that was my big thing. I had too much pride. I might speak to those people, but when we got done with the going to the conference and stuff, what I said was, these are my people.
Yeah. Wow.
And I have learned to love all of them, and I want to get to know them because, especially of the kids, I want to know the families, where they're coming from. And so God's really He's changed my heart so much, I'm telling you. If you knew me before, you could see the difference.
Yeah.
You know. But I love going to the conference. I've already been to 2, and we got another one planned in October that's a one-day thing. And I've gone to the ladies' conference.
Yeah.
I did that. So I'm trying to get to know more people in the church, get them to know me, and I just want to serve the Lord. I don't know how long I have on this life
Yeah.
and on this earth, and I just want to serve Him because I haven't always. I've been a Christian since I was just a young girl, raised in church. My dad was a Baptist minister, plus he was in the Air Force 20 years. And so I've always wanted to be a good Christian, and I've tried it, at different times. We all do that. We kind of fall away, and then God chastises us, and we come back, and we try to serve. But I want this to be my final race,
Wow.
where I'm serving the Lord.
So let's end on this. I want to pick up on something that you said there because, on Sunday, I one of the things I mentioned is that I'm not saying our church is the best or anything like that, but Liberty really is an outlier. I think a lot of people, when they invite people to church, that we may be using the same words, but what people experience at Liberty and what is in a person's mind about what a church is and what it's like is not the same. No. It is a very unique thing. And one of the unique things that God has done here, I've been here in February, it'll be 14 years. Mm-hmm. And not to be critical, but there was a very much kind of an us-them mentality mm-hmm. of this is the kind of people we are and the kind of people we want. And then, we need to reach people like that, mm-hmm. but they need to be like us. And over the years, especially through the Celebrate Recovery program, what you just said, I have seen because our life group serves Celebrate Recovery. The church has embraced Celebrate Recovery. And now, before there was a lot of Sunday morning, Thursday night. Now you see, yes. I met a lady Sunday and she said, I've been coming on Thursday nights. Now I want to come on Sunday morning. And we've got people on Sunday mornings that get involved on Thursday nights. But what you said was those people. There was very much an attitude of those people. Yep. But now when you figure out they're my people, yep. that everybody has hurts, habits, and hang-ups, right?
Absolutely.
It's not just about drugs or addiction or whatever. So just tell me what the Lord's doing in your life, just in Nancy, in your own Nancy recovery of maybe, if you can put it like that, of kind of what the Lord has brought you through and where he has you now.
I've been through a lot in my life. When you live a lot of life like I have, things are going to happen to you. And but the Lord, when my husband passed away, that was just like it was a hardship because I always thought he'd be with me to the end, and I'd never have. So I didn't really have to depend on God, and that's really how I lived my life because He provided very well for me, and always took care of me. I never had a need that I couldn't get.
Yeah.
And with him gone, when God took him, I couldn't understand it. Now, we didn't have a perfect marriage. We had our issues. But the Lord has showed me that even through our marriage that it wasn't always him that was wrong. Mm-hmm. It wasn't always him with the problem. But Nancy wouldn't admit it. Wow. So I've had to come to terms with that I didn't do everything right. I didn't say everything right. And so the Lord has just done that with me. And then like working with CR, I actually have a grandson that's he's an alcoholic, but he's not gotten help for it. And my daughter goes through a lot of turmoil. So, but I've learned that there's certain things I can do and some things I can't, but I can pray for them. And so when you preach on Sunday, and we have prayer time and you go through Psalms, that has hit me really hard. And then how you encourage us to read our Bible every day. And I'm not perfect in that, but I want to be. And I've made an affirmation to the Lord that I'm going to start doing that every day, take my time to just listen to Him, what He wants in my life. And then God has just brought different people in my life. He's also let some people go away that I didn't understand, and I was hurt. But God, like He sent Nancy Hasty to me. And even though we went to the same church together, I never knew her.
Wow.
I had heard of her. Okay. And when she had her embolism pop, I prayed for her. But I'd never met her until I came to Celebrate Recovery.
Y'all came here.
And at that time, she was actually in the Sunday school class that I was in, but later she went to work with second grade. And so through that, I had lost one friend, but God sent me someone else. And I've had a real freedom, through her. I can talk to her about God things, and we just share a lot together. And we have kind of like that same goal of like wanting to work with children. And I just have a real burden for kids, and I love kids. And I want it to show through. I want them to know I love them. I accept them for who they are. Doesn't matter where they're from, I'm there for them. And I just want God to keep on using me in whatever. And I think He's going to open up some more doors. I really do. And I don't know what it is or why he's chosen me. I'm humbled by it, actually.
I love that attitude of, man, what's next? What God got for
What's
me
next?
next, right?
And I'm working on my health, so we've had some health issues that we've never had before. But we just kept saying, God, the devil doesn't want us to do this work. But we're coming. I come anyway. If I don't feel good, I come anyway. Nancy's had some health issues, and we just both have felt like we've been attacked. Because it's just like one thing right after another. But I'm trying to be faithful, and so is Nancy, to whatever God, if we have to come in a wheelchair, we're coming, okay? So
Yeah.
I got a boot on right now, and I keep coming, But if the wheelchair's next, Nancy's coming.
That's amazing.
So and I can have my CR kids; they can push me around and have a good time.
I love
So
it. Gosh, y'all are such a blessing, man. I'm so thankful for you and being a
Thank
part
you.
of Liberty. And
thank you.
I'd love for everybody to take on that attitude of, man, I'm here, and what's God
Whatever
got
it
for
is,
me?
if it's to clean the toilets, I can clean a toilet.
Wow.
I want to do what he wants me to do because I don't know how much longer I have, and I really want to go out being more of a witness to my grandchildren. I have one that I know is a Christian, and the two boys I'm not real sure about, but I led both of them to the Lord, but they were young, and a lot of times when you're young and you make decisions, you don't remember those things, or you're not taught, you're not brought up in the Word,
Yeah.
and it makes a difference. So, but that's kind of like my special thing that I want to do. I just think I always put a lot into my grandchildren, and I feel like I'm the grandmother for these kids. And most of them have grandmothers. A lot of them live with their grandmothers. But I want to be that other grandmother for them.
Man, so we'll just kind of end on this, but we were just taking that little chunk of your story. I give you a kind of perspective how I see it. So Shannon and I were, our oldest daughter and her husband and her grandson live in Marietta. So we were down there, I think it was last Friday. And we got down there, it was late at night. So Evan's already in the bed. So we're sitting around talking and, talking about the Charlie Kirk thing. And Morgan was just really in tears. I didn't really know who Charlie Kirk was outside of her. She had sent me some clips and some things over that,
I watched him all the time.
So, he was a big hit with young people and college-age kids and that kind of thing. And so she thought a lot of him. And she was talking about, I don't know if I'm using the right words, but how bothered she was by it all. And I was taking it from the perspective of she was bothered by just how scary and disturbing that it was. And she did mention that. But she was in tears, and, as a dad, you're sitting there, it's going to be okay, Morgan, and this world's always been scary. And she's like, no, that's not it. And she said, what's really disturbed me about this is it was crystal clear who he was, what he believed, and everybody knew it. And this is what she said. She said, she's not much on social media. She said, I just want to know that I have a witness for Christ outside of social media and all that it's crystal clear what I believe, who I am. And boy, hearing that just as a dad, you're just like, wow. But I'll tell you this, Nancy, I think in just what you've articulated and what you've said, it's crystal clear where you are. And what you're doing is such a testimony to everybody around you. You love Christ, you follow Christ, you're serving Christ. And I think it's those markers of the Lord working in your life, man. And I think if everybody just make it that clear, that I don't just go to church, but man, I love Christ and I'm serving Christ. So man, I'm so thankful for you. And I'm glad you're here
to
at
be.
Liberty.
I love it. I love Liberty. I love the people. And I can't wait till, Sunday to come, and I can't wait for Thursday, and I want to do more, but, sometimes you're limited a little bit because of, age and different
I feel
and
like
family
we
things.
don't have enough time for you.
I got a lot of energy, and I'm hoping, to get more, so yeah.
Some people come and they're like, I don't have enough time to do that. I don't feel like we have enough time for you, right? So,
No, it'll work out.
Yeah.
We'll have a good median there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Well, thank you, Nancy.
Well, thank you for having me.
So we're going to pull Jody in here now and talk about, we've got a unique thing we're going to be doing with the life groups all this year, and it comes down to a boat race at Liberty in the Lake in 2026.
Yeah,
This is
that'll
going to be fun.
Yeah.
So Jody's going to kind of explain the point system, and with Back Church Sunday coming up this week, there's 100 points on the line for all of the life groups to get you started. But thank you, Nancy, for
Thank you.
being a part of this, and we'll pull Jody in. Let's talk about how to get some boat points for your life group. Well, hey, welcome back. So Larissa Landowski gave us a great idea at Liberty at the Lake in August because we had life group games there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
It's
And
fun.
so it was a competition for the Liberty Life Group Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
And so Larissa said, hey, why don't we do a point system all year that kind of culminates
Mm-hmm.
at Liberty at the Lake? And your wild brain got to working. And I love this.
Okay,
but
good.
you came up with the idea of let's do the points all year.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get to Liberty at the Lake, the life groups, each life group builds a boat
Yes.
out of cardboard boxes.
Out of cardboard boxes.
right? And
Yeah.
and you're going to get some of these, but there's a picture of it right here of kind of, because I couldn't imagine. Now I'm seeing it. That's pretty cool.
Okay, good.
And so the life group, it'll all come down to a boat race across the lake at Liberty at the
Yes.
Lake, which is going to be amazing.
It's going to be hilarious to watch some of these
So
people.
you've kind of come up with the acronym BOAT and a way
Yes.
for people to earn points throughout the year. So tell us what BOAT means.
All right. So for me and the way my brain works, if I can have an acronym, it helps me to keep remembering easy stuff. So what we've got for you guys is here's what BOAT means. Bringing a friend who I invited to life group. We really want to make sure that we are
Bring
not
people.
just staying within our own comfort zone, that we are making our world a little bigger and
Love
helping
that.
people connect. Because I feel like that is just life group is a way that you're going to connect. And like you say, every single week, you're not going to connect to the back of someone's head. You're going to connect with them in a circle. And so, B.
Hey, I'll tell you this.
Yes, sir.
I think sometimes people hear that, bring somebody to life group, and they're thinking people outside the church. We got enough people in the church who don't attend a life
Yeah.
group. Bring them,
Yeah.
right? Get them there
I
first.
mean, Danny and I have to work, but even Dan didn't attend a life group because he's like, I don't know where to go without you. Sorry, baby. And so he's now doing middle school. But I mean, think about people that you see all the time because it can be really intimidating to step into a group that you feel like has already been formed.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that is so not the case. I pop my head in every week
Hey,
just to
one
say
of the
hi to
questions
people.
I got at Liberty On Board this past Sunday was, hey, which life group would you recommend we start with? Like everybody in there, none of them attend life group.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and that was 3 families. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure, getting them connected. And
So bring
Yeah.
bring somebody to life
bring
group.
a friend,
What's the O?
invite a friend. Oh, offering your time and gifts to serve. Where can you plug in to use your gifts and talents? And so for us, it's like, hey, are you serving and connect? Some of our people aren't in life group for attendance because they're leading a life group, but
Yeah.
they're still a part of it. So give them a point. They're there. Or did you serve on a Wednesday night? Did you serve with CR? Did you serve with Spring Place? Where are you going out to
like
give and to overflow and to help people outside of that? And so it's just a way to disciple outside your group and to love people who you don't just go to naturally.
Yeah.
And so for O, it's offering our time. A is attending your life group.
Yeah.
Did you show up? That's
Be
an
there.
easy point. It's like an easy A in college. Did you show up? Great. Here's your gold star. And then teaching and growing in the word. Did you bring your Bible? Can I be real for real? I'm calling people out and I love you desperately. But let's get back in the word and not on our phones for our
Thank you.
Bible apps.
Yes.
Because for me personally, I'll take one hit. All of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, I do need toilet paper. Oh yeah, I need to get on my Walmart app. Oh yeah, I do need. And all of a sudden it's dinging and it's so distracting or it's so easy to segue. Do you have your Bible, a real Bible? And if you
Yeah.
don't,
Paper Bible. man.
yes, we've got some for kids, for preschool. Everybody's got it. So if you don't have a Bible, it's not an excuse. Use your resources. But did you bring a journal to take notes, a pen, a pencil, something? How are you taking what you're learning and applying it all week and not just being a listener, but being a doer of what you're learning and leading in life group? So that's what BOAT stands for. So you've got B, bringing a friend. O, offering your time for service. A, attending. And T, teaching and bringing that Bible to make sure that you're discipling.
So every week in life group, and this kind of really begins in October,
Yes,
the record
October
keeping
1.
part. So like everybody, and it may or may not look exactly like that, but everybody will be, hey, check your boxes of what you did this
Super
week.
easy.
Score the points. So that'll be awesome.
And that's for a whole month. So they don't even have to do it every week. They just put an X.
And then I love this.
Yeah.
A bonus. One of the so each month you get a bonus. So this month it starts out with Back Church Sunday.
Back Church Sunday.
If you meet your attendance goal, and every life group has their attendance goal, you get 100 points.
You get 100 points right
And
off the bat.
That's going to help because what you're trying to do is get equipment for your boat,
Yes.
right? So,
Because you're only starting out with 4 large cardboard boxes, a utility knife, and a roll of duct tape. And that's it. Maybe a prayer. And that is all you're getting.
so like for an example, with 1,000 points, you get an oar. You're a paddle. You're going to need that.
you're going
right?
to need it.
So at let's say like 5,000 points, you get a 100-foot of rope. That
Because
may
my thing
be-
is, like, if you're in the middle and you're sinking and you can throw that rope to shore, your team can pull you in. I mean,
you got to get 3,000 points to get duct tape.
yes.
Yep. So yeah, this is really
An extra
cool.
roll of duct tape. Yes.
So what you're doing through the year is you're not even necessarily competing against the other life groups
No.
as it goes on, but you're like trying to get equipment for your boat through your points.
Here's one that I found. And I think this is hilarious in my own brain. 10,000 points gets you a propeller that connects to a drill. You have to supply your own drill, but I did see this on Amazon and I looked it up on YouTube.
Wow.
It's a legit thing that fishermen use if they get stuck. They stick it on a drill, they stick it in the
Really?
water. It's powered by the drill and it zips you across the water. Come on now.
I can't wait. I can't wait for just the race and the video that's going to come from this.
Some of these boats, like I was looking at pictures. Okay, shout out 2004 Oasis Youth Group. We literally had a cardboard box and a prayer. Now they are intense. Viking ships, pirate ships, like the
Wow.
way that they are building these things, it's unreal. It's
Gonna
like a
be fun.
whole, it'll be hilarious. And they've got 2 weeks to build it. So we stop the 1st of August and you get all your supplies at that prayer night. And then you have 2 weeks to build your boat.
That's cool.
So
So here's a really important one. Each
Yeah.
month there's going to be a bonus,
Yes.
kind of a challenge.
yes,
And I love the October challenge.
Yeah.
It's called Get a Gilligan.
get a Gilligan. Here's
Tell everybody what a Gilligan is.
So, for us old school friends, Gilligan's Island was just the best. And so you have Skipper and Gilligan, you have all the other friends too. But what I loved is their relationship. And Skipper, even though he was like, "What are you doing?" He was pouring into Gilligan to get better, to get stronger. But then Gilligan would also be teaching Skipper. So kind of based on the D6 model, hey, let's go generation to generation. We want to be able to partner up life groups. And so a way that I was thinking about doing this is I know for sure some of our friends are not going to want to get in a boat and
Women
go
of
sail.
faith.
Yes. But I don't know, Miss Janie's
might,
scrapping.
yeah, they might want to do it.
But what if you partnered with, let's say, middle school girls?
Yeah.
So
Who's
you
right now winning everything?
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And so what if when you guys volunteer every month, there's going to be something that they can do that's giving a little bit extra of their overflow. This month coming up for October, we've got Fall Fest. And so we want to love our community big during that season. And a way to get involved is to sign up to host a game, sign up to give food, sign up for security, whatever. If your life group signs up to either host or serve or do security or however, and your life group shows up, then your life group gets to unlock the bonus level. And then you can go and partner with another life group that also, wink, wink, oink, oink, that also served there. And then come to me and say, hey, we're partnering up. Well,
I like that.
what that means is then all year, you guys can be meeting and praying together. You guys can be discipling each other and pouring in, Paul and Timothy style. But then you also get to share your supplies earned to
All
make
right.
one big boat.
Okay.
And so they can either choose a Gilligan to get you across, or one of your skippers can get in. I don't know. I know some of them might want to. But that way we are pouring in generation to generation and our other kids are leading up. And so we just want to make sure we're building connections so that we can build stronger together. That's our theme this year.
Is really cool. Really exciting.
gonna be
I
fun.
can't wait. It's going to be good. So, hey, be thinking about it. Work on your boat. Get those points and get ready to get your Gilligan.
It's
And
gonna be
by
awesome.
getting involved in Fall Fest in October. So I got a question that was actually given to me through the prayer box at the in the prayer room that I'm going to answer, just kind of about marriage. And so I want to answer that real quick to end the podcast. But be looking for these in your life group, and it'll kind of tell you everything about what's going on with boat, and get ready to build your boat.
Let's go.
So, hey, there is a way through our app and through our website that you can suggest content for Live at Liberty. Tell us about a birthday, an anniversary, a life accomplishment, anything like that. But you can also ask me a question, and I will try to answer it on the podcast. I had one come in through the prayer box that's in the prayer room. If you didn't know this, we have a room that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that you can access from the outside, and you can come into Liberty anytime, find a Bible, have an altar, and a quiet place to pray. And this actually came through there, and the person was asking me, it's a sensitive issue, and the person was asking me to answer this because if you remember back a few weeks ago in the 1 Corinthians series, there were 3 Sundays on sexual topics. And they were asking me to answer this question in that, and it really didn't fit as much with exactly what I was talking about at that time, but it does fit one of the scriptures that I used. But I do want to tell the person this. I can't answer everything that you have in there, just kind of in this format. And I know you probably like, hey, I just want to turn this in anonymously and get an answer, and that's fine. But if you do want to have a conversation about this, I would be happy to talk to you about it, because these are things that people wonder about, and the Bible does have answers for. And so we can have a conversation about that. And so, but one part of the question stems from a lack of intimacy in a marriage. And that lack of intimacy could happen in a lot of different ways in a marriage. And I will tell you this, in doing a fair amount of marriage counseling in the church, this is not an uncommon problem. And so why do these things happen in a marriage? It could be a stage of life. It could be a stage of health. It could be one spouse or the other is like, I just don't like my body anymore, and I'm ashamed of myself. So for whatever various reason it is, there is a withholding of sexual intimacy inside the marriage, and that can really become a problem for one or both of the partners. And so the question is really about that. What do I do if I am not getting the sexual intimacy that I need from my spouse? And I brought this scripture up in 1 Corinthians chapter 7. And so he says, and I'll just kind of walk you through it real quick. He says, now concerning the matters about which you wrote, it is good for a man not to have sexual relations with a woman, but because of the temptation to sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife and each woman her own husband. So one of the things that we need to get from that verse is one of the real temptations for you and your spouse is sexual immorality. That is a temptation we all deal with. And so if for whatever reason you are withholding yourself from your spouse, there is it's difficult on them to have that relationship and that fellowship with the Lord that they want, because they have sexual desires, and they're like, man, I thought this was what one of the things that our marriage was supposed to be about. And when it's not there, it leads to all sorts of temptations on how to fulfill those desires. So he goes on and he says, the husband should give to his wife her conjugal rights, and likewise the wife her husband. So a healthy marriage, there is not just an understanding of this is how I feel or this is the way I think, but I understand you need me and I need you. And so it's not about me. It's about me loving and serving you as my wife. Shannon and I have had this conversation, and we very much have that mentality of maybe one of us feels a certain way, one of us don't feel a certain way, but man, hey, I need you, right? So there's that kind of intimacy and that sort of agreement that ought to be in the marriage so that one spouse or the other doesn't fall into sexual immorality. You got to know that that's a real temptation. And man, if that temptation is fulfilled, it does even more damage to the marriage. So let's go on. He says, for the wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. Likewise, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. He says, do not deprive one another. And so if we're just trying to obey God, and we think about the commands, I think a lot of times people think that there are 10 commandments. There's a lot of commandments in the Bible. And this idea right here, do not deprive one another, that really needs to be something that you take seriously inside the marriage and something that needs to be worked through. And so he goes on to say, except perhaps by agreement, and then he uses for a limited time. And then he goes on that you may devote yourselves to prayer, but then come together again so that Satan may not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. And so what I would say, just kind of as a principle of that part of the passage is there needs to be a very open conversation about this if there's a lack of sexual intimacy in the marriage. Why? What am I feeling? What's going on with my body? What's going on in my mind? What's going on in the way I think about you, the way you think about me? Shannon and I have had these very these conversations. This happened really early on, man. We just sat down and I was like, okay, let me help you understand the way I think. Let me help you understand the things that I enjoy. Let me help you understand my temptations. And so now that we're, I'm 52 years old, and we've been married almost 30 years, those conversations don't need to be just had when you're 20-something. But man, as you go through life and you experience different temptations and different changes, that needs to be an ongoing, open conversation that is happening. And maybe you're like, man, I can't bring myself to talk about that. Maybe there's a way that you can get some help and get some counsel so that conversation can be opened up. But, he's talking about that you don't deprive one another except for an agreement. So come to an agreement on what's going on, but make it a limited time. And that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Maybe this is one of the things that you really need to be praying about with the Lord, and even his work of restoration, of bringing this part back into the marriage in the open conversation. However that looks, maybe you're at a place physically, you're just like, I can't do that anymore. Well, then there's ways that you can come to an agreement with your spouse on this is how I'm going to help you stay from sexual temptation. This is ways that you can help me. So it can be a really restorative, wonderful work of God in the marriage to bring you to a really healthy place that may bring a lot of joy and contentment back into that relationship. Because he says, man, that Satan may not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. We all have to be aware that, man, one of the real dangers for our spouse, one of the real dangers for ourselves is we have a Satan who wants to tempt us with a lack of self-control. And boy, that is a real problem for most all of us. And so I know that doesn't answer everything that was in the question, but I hope that it begins to track your thinking on some things, and maybe there's a lot more that the Bible talks about the enjoyment of intimacy in marriage. The Lord is very concerned about this area of the marriage. It's a wonderful thing that God has given us. And there's a lot of things mentally, physically, spiritually that can be done to bring you to a very good place, even if it's in a very difficult place right now. So, but again, if you, I know these like, gosh, I don't want to sit down my pastor and talk about this, but sometimes one of the greatest to your own mind and to your own temptations, one of the greatest things you can do is to have an open conversation about it and kind of find out, one, I'm not the only one that deals with things that I deal with. Two, to find out what the Bible says about those things. But three, just kind of get some wisdom from somebody of, hey, let's start taking some steps and tracking in some ways to kind of get you the help that you need. So good question on this one, and I hope that helps. But as always, send in those questions through our website, through our app. And boy, this has been it's been a wild ride on Live at Liberty today, but I hope that you have enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week.